So for your surrealism piece, it is under quarter 3 assignments. Remember, you are to create a surrealism artwork in Photoshop that explores the connection between your inner and outer self. So remember that your outer self is what we present to the world and is usually try to curate to reflect its best. So things that people may assume about us, pass judgment about us, it's generally materialistic things like your hair, your clothes, your materialistic possessions, and your inner self is the opposite. So things that cannot be seen. So like your feelings, your intuition, your values, beliefs, personality, thoughts, emotions, your spirituality, your desires. And I do have some examples that I would love to show you guys from last year. And if you can tell from all of the 3 examples, they have a surrealism quality. So they're very dreamlike. And I just wanted to show you guys some examples from last year's students. Remember the criterias, 11 by 8.5 or 8.5 by 11 with 300 resolution. Remember the rubric is attached right over here. Take a look at the questions here for you to get 100%. So I know for some of you guys, it's been a while since we have touched Photoshop. So I just kind of want to go over some basic things that may be good tools for you to do in your surrealism piece. And one of them is taking out the background for your photo.
This is how you take out the background.
So as you can see from my background layer there, it is locked. What I like to do first is I like to hit Control J, make a new layer, and just hide my background layer. In case I mess up on layer 1, I can go back and go to my background layer and I can just make an easy copy of it in Photoshop. So there are a couple of ways you can take out, for instance, I want to take out this sky. There's a couple of ways to do that. One quick way is called the quick selection tool, and it does exactly what it says. It's a quick selection. So let's say I want to quickly select this area of the sky to replace it for another image. You'll see the marching ants around the area that I want to select and to delete, and then I will press backspace to get rid of it. And that is one way. That works best depending on the image that you have. The other one is the magic wand tool, and you can start selecting. It helps you select colors that are very similar to each other. And if you want to select more than one type of color, you just hold down Shift. And basically, you want to select whichever area that you want to delete, and then hit backspace. Another one that you can do is actually called the background eraser tool. So a little bit about the background eraser tool. There are some sampling options up here, and here are your brush strokes. But a little bit about the sampling options over on the left of the options bar, you'll find 3 icons. This one, the first one is called the continuous. This one is called once, and this one is called the background swatch. So of the 3, the 2 you'll switch between the most are probably the continuous and the once. So continuous is selected by default, and it means that when we move the background eraser tool around, Photoshop continuously samples the color under the crosshair. So the continuous tool works best if you're trying to erase a background that contains multiple colors. But if the color of the background doesn't change much, the once option usually works better. I'll select it by clicking on the middle icon. And once you tell Photoshop to sample the color under the crosshair once, that's it. Whichever color is under the crosshair, the moment you click on that mouse button is the color that Photoshop will erase, no matter how many other colors you drag over the crosshair. So as long as you keep your mouse button held down. So as you can see, I'm just holding my mouse held down and it's only grabbing the blue. So I'm going to let go and then do it again. Let go, and then you'll notice that it goes right over the chairs. So this is another option you can use. So I want to show you one more thing on how to select objects or things that are much more complicated. Like you won't be able to do it easily using the quick selection tool or the magic wand tool or the background eraser tool. And that is the pen tool. So the pen tool, if you hover this over on the pen tool, you'll just select pen tool or press P on the keyboard. And I'm going to zoom in on this pear. So let's say I really want to get this pear out, but every other tool is a little bit, won't get it out exactly how I want it. I just wanted to go over it really well and just cut this out. You will have to use your pen tool. And I know we've done quite a bit of the pen tool games and some last year, but pen tool is definitely a tool that you should be learning and should be that will really help you out in Photoshop. So what you're going to do first is you're going to click once, and then you're going to click on the next one, and you are basically just going to go all the way around your fruit until you come back to your first point. And if you want, and if you had made a little bit of a mistake, you can do convert point tool, come over here and kind of just manipulate it a little bit. If you hold down control, you can move dots over. So once you have selected the image that you want to take out, you want to go, here's a path tool. You want to select your paired layer, go to your paths. And if you don't see this, you'll go to Windows and hit Paths. And then you'll notice these dotted lines right over here. Once you click on that, you'll notice it selected my pair. You want to go back to your layers and then hit Control J. There's my pair.